Welcome, crypto fam, to No One Daily Bitcoin Pod. In today's show, I'll be sharing the latest Bitcoin technical analysis. We'll also be discussing Rumble Wallet rolls out with their Tether USDT for creator payments. Let's go. We'll also be discussing crypto influencer BitBoy arrested in Florida. We all saw this coming a mile away. We'll also be discussing North Carolina bills would add crypto to the state's retirement system, as well as big news with the prime minister pushing for crypto growth in Pakistan, eyeing a $3.5 billion Bitcoin mining plan. I'll be breaking that down for you. Also, more breaking news, the big news of the day. GameStop approves a plan to buy Bitcoin as a Treasury reserve asset. They have roughly $5 billion cash just waiting to put into the bidding, and which is what Saylor's proposing they buy. We'll be discussing all this. Also be breaking down the latest news and everything you need to know. All this plus so much more in today's show. Welcome everyone to the live stream. What it do? I am streaming live on X, Rumble, and YouTube. It's a tri-stream, the holy trinity of streaming. And I will be streaming for the next couple of hours. Shout out everyone in that chat. Welcome back, Crypto Surge. I take it your incredible cruise is over. Let me know how it was and what were some of the highlights. Shout out E-Generate, Don George, our one and only Oracle, DNA Noonan. At home, watching the greatest show on the tube. Right back at you, brother. Crypto Pump It, welcome to the stream. 5 billion, almost as much as your net worth, JV. Almost. Maybe Nippinator. I mean, he's on a whole different spectrum. Eating my Italian hoagie. Enjoy the Italiano hoagie. Oracle, good evening. Chris, Corey says, hey, JV and fellow Bitcoin holders, I'm listening from work, waiting on 5 to listen on the ride home. Make my ride home enjoyable, doing the work week. Respect, Corey. Appreciate your support, brother. I'm going to go ahead and pin the stream on X. If you guys can help blow up the stream, it's appreciated. It's officially pinned, so you're going to notice it at the very top of the profile. And for today, I'm rocking the black on black, old school Mike Tyson style. You know what I mean? Black on black on black. So you can find it. Yesterday was the white cap and the gray shirt. All comments and quotes of the live stream will get reposted and shouted out in real time. And I encourage the rest of the CNA family here to repost each other's comments and quotes so we can help each other's accounts grow. And also we can orange pill the masses and get as many people as possible on today's live stream shared on X. Thank you, Chris. Shout out to the chairman of the SEC. Nippinator. That's right, Chris, the one and only. Happy hump day. It is a Wednesday. Hey, people, if you haven't subbed me yet, please do. Shout out DNA Noonan, one of our moderators. I know he's been trying to get to 50 subs so he can start doing his own live streams. And I know he's more than halfway to his goal. So if you guys can help support a fellow Bitcoiner, his username is in that chat. Let's make it happen, Captain. Shout out ASR Media TV. Welcome to the live stream, broski. And welcome, everyone. Shout out everyone reposting and commenting and quoting the stream. Don George, appreciate you, broski. Just hit you back with a repost. Shout out Shelton. Join JV and the CNA crew for the best in the bitty news. Thank you, broski. Much appreciated. Shout out Chris. He says, best Bitcoin show is live. Respect, brother. Shout out to the Crypto Wolf. Getting ready for the latest crypto news from JV. Cheers. James Moliet, JV is live. Come hang. That's what's up. And shout out to the Crypto Surge, the one and only. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out JC, of course, our Oracle. Shout out Chandy 10 Music. And speaking of Chandy 10, enjoy the theme music.
Oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. JV is going to talk to us. Crypto news is near. I can't stand waiting. There is no debating. I waited all day, maybe I need a life. But Bitcoin is all I can think about day and night. Hurry, JV.
Welcome everyone to the live stream. I did repost each and every one of you, so thank you guys in advance. Serge says, what up, JV? We had an incredible vacay on the cruise. Honduras was very beautiful. Learned a lot about that country, and I hope you're not renting. I saw, retiring. Well, I proposed the question just because it's a genuine question. I wanted to know what you guys thought. You know what I mean? We're about to reach an epic milestone of 2,000 episodes. I don't really know any other Bitcoin podcasts who have been that consistent. So I just proposed the question, when would you want the show to retire? And thus far, it's like 70+% never. So thank you. I'm just making sure. Some of you want me to retire on episode 2000. That'll be like in another 2 months. And I think I also asked in the poll on X, like episode 5000, which would be insane amount of episodes. Because again, we've been doing this for quite a while. Today is episode 1945. So like 5,000 episodes would probably be like another 7 years or 8 years, 2 more halvings or something like that. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing this forever, but I'm not planning on retiring anytime soon, unless by popular demand, you're just like, sayonara, JV, we don't want to see you no more. Then, of course, I'll just move on with my life like Satoshi and move on to other things. Don't need to retire. Crypto, just getting exciting. Right on, Scott. Retire never, says Larry. Well, I wouldn't retire in life because you have to have a mission and a purpose. And if you just did nothing all day, it'd be like, you might as well just be in jail with BitBoy or, SBF. But maybe you just move on and do something different with your life. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I'm starting to entertain that idea because the reality is, thanks to Bitcoin, I could have walked away from the space in 2017. I didn't have to start a podcast or do this show every day. I've been very blessed in my life, and I'm very grateful for the small level of achievement I have achieved over the years. But this whole mission with the pod is completely altruistic in the sense it's to give back to you guys, and not just you watching, but we want to orange pill as many people as possible. Let people know there is a better way to unplug from the matrix and separate money from state and not be controlled by the forces of evil in which plague our society, and which you're all familiar with. You understand? That stupid JV, you don't have an expiry date when we get to 10 mil. Well, that's the thing. Maybe on episode 5000, we may be trading at 20 million per coin. It's like, will I have the desire to sacrifice 5-6 hours a day of my life to do a show at that point? Maybe. I can't predict the future, but realistically, maybe I won't. Yeah, I mean, maybe BitBoy gets out of prison and you guys start watching his daily show. I don't know. I can't predict the future. Don't break our hearts, JB. Cheers, East Afro. Appreciate it, brother. At least hang in till 1 million Bitcoin. Well, that's a given. We're going to get to 1 million, and I'm pretty confident I will be streaming on that motherfucking day. In fact, we may even have our next fiesta at 1.1 million. Time will tell. At 10 million, we'll all retire. Maybe we should all start our own podcast. So let's spread the message out there. Megaphone style. From the rooftop, whatever it takes. But anyways, fam, welcome everyone joining us. We got 300 people on the stream. I got me a Spindrift. We got Nipinator. We got the chairman. How about an annual Bitcoin party? Possibly. Just FYI, I don't look forward to planning those things at all. It's a lot of time and energy. But if we could just like go meet up with Max or Michael Saylor throws a party and we can just invite the CNA fam, that makes my life easier. I'm an old, took me a minute to find the right link to copy and post. Well, I appreciate you sharing, Steve. It's all good. You figured it out. We'll have a retirement party in Puerto Rico, says the lizard folk themselves. New pod after life after the biddy. And just talk about anything you want. Your voice and audience recognition are unmatched. Thank you, Dakota. I like that. We'll watch JV do his show from his yacht. See, I'm not a boating person. Last time I was on a boat, I was throwing up relentlessly. So I don't think I'm ever going to own a yacht to keep it 100, but we may be up in a private plane or a private jet with Bukele. There's just no telling, fam. Shout out to Chandy. Good to have you here. Cheers to the greatest Biddy fam. Greatly appreciate each and every one of you. We're correcting in the market. It's crazy with all the big news with GameStop. We're going to be diving into here shortly. But hey, a great buying opportunity nonetheless. JB, if you retire, we need to give you a retirement party. Where do you want to go for your retirement party? That's a fantastic question. It might be in El Salvador, but there's no telling because I don't know when that time will come when I actually retire. Holy shit! Holy shit! Breaking news just then, perfect timing. GameStop to raise $1.3 billion to buy Bitcoin. So it looks like they're starting their journey with a $1.3 billion Bitcoin purchase. Let's fucking go. Yes. Wow. It's happening, family. That's official news 8 minutes ago. GameStop announced proposed private offering, a $1.3 billion of convertible senior notes following the Saylor put. Let's go. And yet we're still correcting. Crazy. I just reposted that. That's big news. Perfect. Right in time for the podcast. I'm going to check the feed one more time on X. Let's blow this up. This is big historic news. They say GameStop is most likely going to be the second largest Bitcoin holder in the world next to corporate level, next to MicroStrategy. Obviously, the CEO has been in talks with Saylor. Shout out DBM Academy. Major news just in. I love it. Shout out Shandy10. Appreciate it. She put Bitcoin Pod Fun Time is here. CNA on X, Rumble, and the Tube, but the best daily pod. Cheers, Chandy. Shout out Metal Code. We never stand down. That's right. IGY6. My BTC team is epic and don't back down. We right here. Panda the Prophet. Hitting up faster than the Bitcoin Panda. That daily dose of the news and the truth. Thank you, broski. Again, major news. GameStop is raising money to purchase over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. Saylor just tweeted, buy Bitcoin. It goes, doing. Correction is necessary for my paycheck. Exactly, Dakota. We got you covered. Historic times. Big breaking news. GameStop going all in. Will Roaring Kitty fully embrace Biddy next? Most likely. And again, I'm just reposting everyone. JC, I got you on a repost. East Afro, Crypto Surge, the rest of the fan. Keep the comments flowing throughout the entire stream. I'll be checking the X feed. GME just dropped $2 and after hours, buy now. And yeah, their stock went up like 25%, I heard. Maybe some volatility here now after rising so much in the past 24 hours since the big announcement. More epic announcements on the way. But anyways, Biddy fam, if you're new to the channel, very important, smash the likes. Go ahead, subscribe, ring the bell, turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto newsletters every single day, 7 days a week, just like this. Today is pod episode 1945. I'm your host, JV. It's March 26, 2025. Major news. I'll be sharing with you two big stories. Prime Minister of Pakistan looking to start a big Bitcoin mining operation, so more Middle East adoption as the game theory continues around the world. Also, GameStop, a $5 billion company, one of the larger companies out there. They're going ham. They just made the announcement just literally a few minutes ago. They're raising like over $1 billion to purchase Bitcoin. And it's, again, $5 billion company. And this could be transformative. Yeah, I mean, so let's freaking go. Without further ado, if you're new to the channel, as I mentioned, please go ahead and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. But let's kick it off with our market watch. As we do each and every day, let's pull up Coin 360. You should be able to see here in your screen. It's crazy with all the bullish news. We're still in the red, but nonetheless, we're maintaining above 87,000 at the time of the live stream. Ether down 3%, just above 2,000. XRP in the red, BNB in the red. Tron, Leo, and Ton in the green. And checking out CoinMarketCap.com. The current crypto market cap sits at 2.84 trillion. We're back on the rise. The big market cap back on the rise again, 1.7 trillion. We got roughly 79 billion worth of volume for the past 24 hours with a Bitcoin dominance coming in today at 60.8%, back on the rise. Ether dominance back on the decline. Womp womp at 8.5%. Checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours. We got Maker leading the pack, up a modest 6% on the day, followed by Pepe, up 5%, followed by Curved Out token, up 5%. Which alts, if any, are you bullish on for the bull? Holla at your boy. And checking out the crypto bubbles, we get a visual perspective on the daily. And as you can see here on the day, majority of the market correcting in the red. I'd say 80 over 20, red over green. And zooming out on the monthly, similar, maybe 80-20, red over green, but pretty significant losses overall. And checking out the crypto greed and fear index. We're back neutral with a 47 on the day. Yesterday, 46. Last week at 32. And last month at 49. Neutral. And checking out the time chain calendar. We have 160,433 blocks into the halving of 2028. We're currently on block number 889,567. And you currently exchange one fiat monopoly dollar for 1,146 sats. Pick up the sats, put down the gats, pick up some Bitcoin caps from my man Sergio over at bitcoincaps.net. And if you don't know, now you know, broskies. And again, welcome everyone joining us. Gong, bong the gong. I got you. Let's strike the gong and welcome GameStop and their $5 billion sitting on the balance sheet. Welcome it into the biddy because you already know where it's going. The announcement's already made. Done deal. What's up, JV? What up, Cosmic? Good to have you here. So does GameStop sell Bitcoin now in their stores, right? Stop selling the video games. Start selling thy biddy. Well, their exposure to Bitcoin will absolutely bring a lot more attention to Bitcoin. 100%. So this is pretty fantastic news. Happy 420. It's 422 here in Puerto Rico. Appreciate you. I'm currently driving, listening in, and when I had a stop sign, I try to get the troll, but I can guarantee you the Oracle, mess them up. Send it to the NIP. Precisely. You know how we do. But anyways, let's blow up this stream. Big news here today. Exciting times, family.
Oh, bring me up, bitty glow. Prize discovery, yeah, let it show. Bang, 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 like a B-52, we built a bitty.
Stacked revolutionary love shack. I'm stacking sats like it's Max and Stacy. Stacking sats cause tax is crazy. I'm stacking sats cause the IMF hates me. Stacking sats cause the haters don't faze me. No Diddy, no Jay-Z. Stacking the biddy like it's Nipsey and JV. Stacking the biddy like it's paper and candy. Stacking BTC like caffeine in my canteen. Life is a game of chess that makes biddies the damn queen. Stacking BTC till they cancel me and I can't stream. Like Biggie, it was all a dream. Now the biddy has set me free.
And again, breaking news just in. It's going to be our feature story, so we'll dive into all the details and specifics later in the stream. But breaking news just came in a few minutes ago. GameStop announced it's raising $1.3 billion to put Bitcoin on the balance sheet. So that's a minimal $1.3 billion buy, which is a respectable, 20 to 25% of their current cash portfolio. Why so bearish? Is all I got to say. But anyways, fam, welcome everyone. Next up, we're going to dive into our astrology for the broskies. Man, what I do for the price discovery. The Nipster doesn't even get scared when JV hits the gong. It's a good pup. Precisely. Got my washer and dryer. Congratulations, Ray did 3 loads of the laundry. You must have been behind waiting for the new ones, but I'm glad you got that all situated. Here we go. Let's dive into today's TA. Headline reads, Bitcoin price just ditched the 3-month downtrend as the key shift begins. Here you're looking at a 1-hour chart, and I'll be pulling up the live charts here shortly after we get through this little analysis. So yeah, trading views showed Bitcoin heading below 87. Bitcoin copied U.S. stocks lack of momentum with the S&P and NASDAQ both heading lower at the open today. The DXY, traditionally inversely correlated with the Bitcoin/USD, conversely nudged 3-week highs of 104.46, as you can see here in the U.S. dollar currency index. Commenting on the current risk asset landscape, trading firm QCP retained emphasis that President Trump's trade tariffs ahead of the fresh round of measures due to go live April 2nd next week. Quoting them here, uncertainty surrounding U.S. trade policy and the broader political landscape remains front of the mind. Trump has teased further tariff measures ahead of the April 2nd deadline. However, the market still lacks clarity on the scope, timing, and magnitude of these potential actions. But until then, we expect more sideways volatility, aka choppability. And also, the GameStop news, which is our feature story of the day. We'll dive into all the specifics later, but quoting them here, as the 2021 playbook reminds us, retail flows, if coordinated, have the power to challenge the institutional positioning. You damn straight. Now, continuing with the positive theme, Titan of Crypto had good news, sharing the biddy price chart. After 3 months, he revealed on the day on X that Bitcoin escaped the downtrend, marking the latest in a series of recent reversal cues. Quoting them here alongside the chart, Bitcoin just broke out of the 3-month ascending channel, signaling a key shift in market structure. And as you know, we reached that all-time high. Price discovery day was January 20th, and we're already about to enter April. So the downtrend is over, according to the analysts. Let me know if you agree or disagree. And as David Bailey shared yesterday, the CEO of Bitcoin Magazine, we have so much news in the pipe, you are going to go numb from spamming super cycle and buckle up. So I reposted, buckle up, super cycle incoming. And if you don't know, now you know. And I promised to pull up some of the live charts. Let's do that right now real quick. And again, welcome everyone join the live stream. Roughly 400 people here live and in the flesh on our tri-stream. This is the 1 minute chart. We've been very bullish here. We just recaptured 87,300 and we're back on the climb. I think the big news with GameStop is pumping the market right now. Zooming out, we'll check out the hourly charts. Big green candle forming, and prior hour big green candle. Prior to that, we had the red candle. 2 bear target scenarios, one sitting at 83.8 and a super bear sitting at Peter Schiff's house. And checking out the 4 hour, here we go. 4 hour chart. Let's see how we're looking. Wow, a lot going on here. Falling wedge followed by a rising wedgie. We have a couple of bull targets. The Super Bowl 113.7, which would take us to a new all-time high, clearly. And then we have the red target, which looks like we're sitting at 105.4, which would take us roughly 4,000 from price discovery. So we're looking bullish here, forming a big green candle on the 4 hour. Zooming out from there, we check out the daily. And yeah, so far, hard to tell, kind of. Yeah, I mean, similar to where we started. But we do have some green candles in the past couple of days, which is a good sign we're regaining our momentum. And zooming out, and we do have some targets actually on the daily. So we have one target sitting at 113 practically, and a Super Bowl at 113.7. And zooming out from the daily, take a look at a weekly. We've had this cup and handle target on the weekly chart going on at least 3 or 4 months. It's been here. When do you think we hit that 124,000 price action? Let me know. And obviously for the week, we finally had some bullish weekly closes, and it's a good sign. And zooming out from here, take a quick look at a monthly, and the chart says we're going up forever, Laura. When in doubt, just zoom out. But we'll see how March ends. Only a few days left before we put a bow, not only on the month of March, but for Q1 of 2025. And if you don't know, now you know. And again, welcome everyone joining us. What it do? No more washboard clotheslines, as war paint. We've been in a super cycle. That's right. Maybe the 4-year cycle has ended and we just have a continuous cycle. There's some speculation around that. We'll dive into that a little later, and I'll share you some thoughts on that. You guys let me know what you think. Do you think the 4-year cycles are still intact, or do you think we'll just continue with bullish momentum now that the circumstances are completely different, unprecedented things occurring, Nippinator indicators practically every day? I mean, look at them go. If you're not going to smash the like for me, I do it for your new chairman. This is unprecedented right now. He's getting more done in his bed today than Gary Gensler has achieved in the past 4 years. So come on, give it up for the nip. When the money printer go brr, precisely. Give it up for the nip, please. Come on now, guys.
Going, let's biddy up, babe. Bang, bang on the door, baby, never let it fade. Auto house strong, yeah, we built it this way. No one to hold 'em, yeah, we're holding, never folding.
I've always been a rapper, honky cracker, but now I'm a pastor, Bitcoin stacker. Now I'm a master of the Bitcoin standard. Hit 'em up faster than the Bitcoin panda. You can't touch me with your shitcoin flow. Like do you even Bitcoin, bruh? Let me know. Welcome to the Bitcoin show. Now listen up closely, low-key, stacking BTC like Satoshis. In El Salvador with my Bitcoin broskies, raising up the biddy like Gohan. Living in a hodl house, we're not the pawns.
Let's go. Cycle is now weaker, but still depends primarily on the M2 money supply. I feel like it's going to continue. The 4-year cycle will be like a super cycle. Appreciate the feedback. And I just went ahead and reposted everyone who commented and quoted the stream. And I got you guys reposted from both my accounts, including my new BTC News Alerts backup account. So again, thank you. Big news on the horizon here. I think it'll continue. We've never had institutional investments like we have now. Good point. Nation states are getting in too. I think the 4-year is slightly intact, but weakening. Good perspective there, Oracle. Puppy out of bed and ready for the bitty pump. Pump it up. Yeah, let's strike the gong and send Bitcoin where it belongs, above 100,000 already. Come on now. But anyways, family, let's continue with the news and the headlines. Big news today. So here we go next. Rumble made a big announcement. Their wallet rolls out with the Tether USDT for creator payments. That's right. Canadian YouTube alternative Rumble, in which we're streaming live on right now. For those that don't know, we stream live daily on X, Rumble, and YouTube. One of the reasons we stream every day on Rumble is because they respect our First Amendment right of free speech. And I cannot say the same thing about YouTube, hence why we're here every day. But anyways, they shared that their CEO, Chris, shout out Chris, Rumble Wallet will be used for content creator monetization. Awesome. He promised it would work better than most advertisers and that it would use Tether's USDT. Tether CEO showed his appreciation for the initiative, referring to it as a wallet for the people. That's right. The announcement follows Tether investing $775 million in Rumble in late 2024. Their CEO said at the time that the company deeply believes in the fundamental values of freedom of speech and financial freedom. Shout out to I don't know how to pronounce that name. Is it Paolo? I would assume. But he's the CEO of Tether and obviously a big Bitcoin proponent. And it's pretty cool what they're doing here. It is one of the several major investments recently made by the $143 billion stablecoin issuer. Damn, $143 billion. Reports from 2024 indicated that Tether has the 7th largest holder of the U.S. Treasury securities. Globally, the 7th largest holder of U.S. Treasury securities. In February, Tether acquired a majority stake of Juventus FC, a major Series A football club based in Turin, Italy. And during the same month, the stablecoin operator sought to acquire a majority stake in South American Arab business firm Atacora. Man, it's rough to pronounce this stuff. Rumble also recently began investing its capital, acquiring over 17 million worth of Bitcoin earlier in the month. The firm announced its new strategy late 2024 when it voiced its intention to spend up to 20 million, adding Bitcoin to the balance sheet. Let's go. Rumble was founded in late 2013 as a YouTube alternative for small content creators. The platform saw a significant influx of users from 2020 onwards once all the bullshit censorship. You know what brought me to Rumble personally? After they canceled the Tates. I'm like, shit. I saw the only platform they were streaming on after they got canceled from YouTube and everywhere was Rumble. And that's why I actually went over to Rumble. And I would dare say many of you went over to Rumble, maybe for a similar reason, or maybe when they canceled me for no good reason. And then, they falsely terminated my account. And then they eventually gave it back. But that's why we personally started streaming on Rumble. Now, Rumble's foray into the U.S., venture capitalists backed the platform, including current U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance and former CEO of PayPal, Peter Thiel. At the end of 2021, POTUS Trump-linked Trump Media and Tech Group announced a partnership with Rumble, which should deliver video and streaming for Truth Social. TMTG continues to align with service providers to do not discriminate against political ideology. Therefore, I have selected the Rumble Cloud to serve as a critical backbone for ultimately the Trump infrastructure. Now, in 2022, Trump's social media platform, Truth Social, and by a show of hands, how many of you actually use or have ever used Truth Social? I'll be 100% transparent. I've never been to it before. And typically when I see the Trump posts that are screenshotted from Truth Social, they're posted on X, so I'm curious how many of you use it. Now, Trump's CEO for their company, Devin Nunes, said at the time Truth Social and Rumble took a major stride towards rescuing the internet from the grip of the big tech tyrants. The partnership between the two companies grew stronger as time went on, and in 2022, Truth Social joined Rumble's ad platform as its first publisher, and this year, TMTG joined Rumble in a lawsuit to halt alleged censorship in Brazil. Good for them. I like to see that here personally. What are your thoughts? Do you guys like Rumble? Do you guys like Tether? Let me know your thoughts and I'll read your comments out loud. Shout out Shandy10. I am planning on premiering her new music video, Bitcoin Presidents, later in the stream, so stick around for that one. And I think it's her best video performing ever on X. I noticed it got over 200 likes within 48 hours. So congratulations, Chandy. Close to 100 reposts. which is pretty phenomenal. So well done. Shout out KZY Crypto. Appreciate you, brother. He wrote, let's strike the gong and send this moth to 100K again where she belongs, JV. This gong strike is for you, KZY. Send it. Let's go. But yeah, exciting times. No fiat. I use Truth Social and I like it a lot. I assume it works the same as X. It kind of looks the same, the posts that are always screenshotted, but I've never been on the platform. That's why I asked. The Oracle uses it. She says, I use Truth. It's a good platform. Do you prefer the mobile app or do you use it on your computer, kind of like X has an app, or you can just go to the website? Let me know. Looking for some insider information. So if I download it, I know how to use it. Hit the gong so the lizard people don't mess up the stream. Yeah, yesterday the lizard folk kind of messed up the transmission with the audio. That was very sus, to say the least. If you guys can help blow up this stream, we have close to 400 people here right now. We're live on X, Rumble, and YouTube. Major news regarding GameStop. They're selling convertible notes to purchase like 1.4 billion in Bitcoin. Probably nothing. I just use it on my phone. Cool. So you're using, I assume, the app, the mobile app. Oracle says she uses both. Cool. Good to know. Yeah, I'll probably have to download it. Are there any other big influencers you follow on Truth Social, or do you only use it for Trump? I'm curious how active the platform is besides Trump. Like, are other influencers using it that you follow? Curious to hear. Let me know. Like for example, is Michael Saylor or Max Kaiser, anyone Bitcoin related, actually using the platform? Because that would encourage, I think, more of us Bitcoiners to use the platform. I don't know, maybe as an alternative to X. But let me know. Scott says, I like the platform and use it a lot. Good to know. Bitcoin is very frustrating. There's obviously a ton of demand that's still stuck like Chuck. I use the app to track Trump's announcements. He posts there first normally, right on eGenerate. I appreciate you sharing, family. I'm running out of the fiat. I wonder why. Welcome to the stream, Kelvin. That's because you're buying the biddy. Pretty little biddy going up. Gotta go. But before I do, what's the second best? I thought you never asked, broski.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied.
I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? The point.
My apologies. I guess my software was stuck. It says we only have 400 people, but I looked on X and we have 1,000 people just on X. That means we're probably closer to 1,200 people on the stream. So thank you guys for helping blow it up. You'll notice 16 hearts, 18 reposts. I just reposted my stream, making it 19. Again, all comments and quotes will get reposted in real time. This is how we hack the algorithm. This is how we hack the lizard folk. This is how we unplug from the matrix. And this is how we orange pill the masses. So let's make it happen, Captain. And thank you guys again. I expect more retailers with the recruitment of Michael Saylors into the Bitcoin soon. Word up. Mostly just conservative news about Don Jr. Right on. I assume the entire Trump family uses that platform as their go-to. You know what I mean? But anyways, next story of the day. Let's dive into BitBoy being arrested. We all saw this coming a mile away. You can tell mentally he hasn't been all there. I don't know if it's due to drugs or whatever, but it's pretty sad to witness, to say the least. But we all knew it was coming. You can't just make threats to judges online and expect them to not do anything about it, which is precisely what he was doing amongst threatening other people. I know he doxed Mr. Wonderful, sharing his number, encouraging people to spam it. This is all illegal type stuff. So let's dive into the BitBoy saga. It says, crypto influencer Ben BitBoy Armstrong arrested in Florida. Why is this even relevant? Well, at one point, previous cycles, he used to be the biggest. BitBoy Crypto was the largest crypto channel, and he was one of the largest streamers with the biggest audience. And then he's been going through a lot of, I guess, for lack of a better term, rough times. And let's just get into it. Ben Armstrong, also known as BitBoy, has been arrested in Florida after disclosing on social media just days ago that a warrant was out for his arrest. Florida's Volusia County Division Corrections listed Ben as a fugitive from justice who was taken into custody yesterday, March 25th at 7:18 p.m. Days prior, Ben said in a post that he could confirm that the warrants for my arrest were due to sending emails to Cobb County, which is the police department. Georgia Superior Court Judge Kimberly Childs, while acting as his own attorney. And yeah, not a good look when you start sending threatening emails to a judge. I mean, what do you expect is going to happen? BitBoy posted on the 22nd, I can now confirm warrants for my arrest are due to me sending emails as my own attorney, by the way, to the dishonorable Kimberly Childs. And I also heard speculation she deleted her Twitter, which he confirms here. Yeah, she deleted her Twitter because she probably feels threatened. You just doxed her, and, you know, a lot of people follow this guy, so maybe she's getting threats. I don't know. But anyways, he claimed Judge Childs deleted her social media accounts due to the emails. Information on Armstrong's lawyer was not immediately available. Well, they said he was representing himself. Armstrong could not immediately be contacted for comment. Here's the infamous mugshot. And again, a sad day in crypto, if you're to ask me, but I believe this guy had it coming. You can't act this stupid and expect no consequences. And he's been doing it for quite some time. Anyways, his previous arrest was September of 2023. I'm sure many of you watched that live stream. Well, he was outside of a former business associate who he allegedly had possession of his Lamborghini. He had a mistress in the whip, and it was probably the craziest live stream I've ever witnessed. Let me know if you saw that piece of history. It was crazy. Armstrong has faced other legal woes. He was named in a class action lawsuit claiming he promoted Binance, but then again, virtually everyone promoted Binance. So, which the suit also claimed he sold unregistered securities. That sucks. Yeah, he's also known for being a drifter and selling a lot of shit coins, unfortunately. That's why a lot of people don't have many positive things to say about him. A lot of people lost money following his ill advice. The case was later settled in August of last year with Armstrong and his co-defendant, NBA star Jimmy Butler, agreeing to pay a combined $340,000, I guess, for the lawsuit selling the unregistered securities, promoting Binance with no admission of wrongdoing. And then in early 2024, BitBoy fought synonymous meme coin developer More Light at a fight night. Oh yeah, he's also like an undefeated fighter now. Ironic enough, I obviously don't follow all this, but I do follow the news. And it was kind of crazy because he was fighting like in some, I think it was called karate combat, where they have the influencers fight. And in between rounds, he had an inhaler. It looked like the man was about to have a heart attack. I just felt bad for him, more so than anything else. But then again, he probably made a shit ton of money fighting. I know one of his sponsors was Andrew Tate, believe it or not. And but I digress. Armstrong managed to come out on top of the encounter and was declared the victor by unanimous decision. Well, I can tell you this. I watched one of the rounds. He doesn't know how to fight, but he still won. But then again, it's an influencer fight. Meanwhile, the parent of Hit Network, which controls the BitBoy crypto brand, cut ties with Ben in August of 2023, citing alleged substance abuse, in which he admits in his own words, addicted to Adderall, amongst other, narcotics. Armstrong denied the allegations at the time, claiming the move was an attempted coup. And again, it's been sad to witness. It's been entertaining. But let me know if any of you guys even follow this dude. And what are your thoughts? I'll read them out loud. Happy 444, por favor. Rich peeps aren't immune for stupidity. That's right, yo. Damn it, I don't understand how rich people can get arrested. Tell that to Diddy. When you have enough money, the only thing left is power, says Warpaint. I don't believe that. I'll step in the ring with him anytime. Satoshi Nakamoto, creator of Bitcoin, here with us. Let's strike the gong for Satoshi. We appreciate your work on the white paper and everything you've done for humanity. You're the ultimate altruist. So thank you, Satoshi. This gong strike is for you, brother. And with that being shared, again, welcome everyone joining us. Let's see how many people we got on the stream. I'm going to check the X feed again. Bada boom, bada Bitcoin. Once my app unfreezes, sometime it does that. All right. Over 1,000 people on the X feed, a few hundred people on the YouTube and the Rumble. So collectively, somewhere between 12 and 1,300 people on the stream. But let's keep blowing the mofo up. Again, big news with GameStop today. Shout out Shandy for reposting the Oracle's post. Thank you guys for supporting one another, which is also supporting the stream. Respect. Shout out Happy Hodler. And again, KZY Crypto. Please stand up. Satoshi Nakamoto kicking Ben's arse. Whoa. If I was rich, I'd be extra good. Walk around knowing your bills will always be paid and you don't have to slave your life away. It's crazy. A lot of people think life is completely different when you acquire a certain level of wealth, but oftentimes it's not that way at all. Like, money does not change unhappiness. Maybe temporarily, if like buying a new Lamborghini temporarily makes you happy for a few hours, but trust that it doesn't fix all your problems. Having money does not fix your biggest problems. I dare say when you attract more wealth, you're going to welcome new, bigger problems into your life. And if you can't figure out how to solve the little itty bitty problems when you're poor, you're going to find it extremely difficult to solve the more complex problems when you have money. And I dare say that through experience. Right? Bada boom, bada Bitcoin. Strike that gong and hit the bong for the broskies. That's exactly what I was talking about at Bill Graper. I'm not familiar there with the Bill Graper. But I dare say do you think it makes a difference if BitBoy right now had $10 million in one of his wallets or if he had zero? Probably not. He's going to act just as crazy either way because he's crazy. Money doesn't change that at all. Theoretically speaking, he can have access to $1 billion in his wallet. He would have still got arrested. And he would have still acted a fool because it's a psychological problem, probably mixed with drugs, allegedly, and based upon some of the interviews I've watched with him. So money doesn't solve all your problems. Yeah, it's going to help pay your bills. Obvious, right? But you got to still find happiness and all that kind of stuff. Mo money, mo problems, like Biggie said. Exactly, East Afro. Ask Diddy. Mo money, mo problems, bruh. Well said, JV. Cheers. I heard money amplifies. Yeah, that's a good analogy, and I find that to be true. Money is an amplifier. Think of it as like a magnifying glass. Typically, good people do good things when they get access to money, and bad people will do evil things, right? Safe to say. Common sense. Just like a gun, it's a tool. A gun isn't good or bad, right? Neither nor. However, it's the intention of the person behind the weapon who can use the gun to take a life or save a life. Similar with having access to money. You can do good things, you can do bad things. It's up to you. Happiness is a cigar and whiskey, says Fairground. Sats for life. Stack sats. It's a blessing. Amen, Christopher. It truly is. The blessing that keeps on giving.
Is if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura.
BitBoy, comedian, says Fairground. That's usually when Lambo, but with BitBoy, where's my Lambo? Pretty much.
Take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin. Then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin.
Bitty, 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 bitty up, as they say in the hood. Shout out everyone continuing to comment, quote the stream, Creeper420. What's good, fam? Hope all is well. All is good in the hood. Welcome to the live. Big breaking news today. I'm going to go ahead and log into my secondary account here. Again, it's BTC News Alerts, and that way I can repost everyone. I got you, Creeper, reposted from both accounts. Shandy, got you, reposted from both accounts. And KZY Crypto, got you reposted from both accounts. And your secondary reposted a repost, Shandy. I got you reposted. So good job. Awesome. Everything is awesome. And it looks like we're up to over 1,200 people on the X feed. Roughly 1,500 people collectively on the Tri stream. Let's continue with the news. Prepare yourself for $1 million Bitcoin. How many people will be freaking on psychological level? Be careful what you ask for. Bitcoin, I'd sneaking up, JV. Word up. Let's sneak her up then. But anyways, next story. We discussed BitBoy's infamous arrest And again, it's very unfortunate, but at the same time, shit, I mean, what do you expect when you act a fool? Next story, North Carolina bills would add crypto to the state's retirement system. That's right. You should be able to see here on your screen. North Carolina lawmakers have introduced bills in the House and Senate that can see the state's treasurer allocate up to 5% of various state retirement funds into cryptocurrencies, such as the pretty little bitty going up forever, Laura. The Investment The Investment Modernization Act, House Bill 506, introduced by Representative Brendan Jones, March 24th, would create the Independent Investment Authority under the state's treasury to determine which digital assets would be suitable for the inclusion into the state retirement funds. An identical bill, the State Investment Modernization Act, Senate Bill 709, was introduced into the state Senate yesterday, March 25th. The bill defines a digital asset as a cryptocurrency, a stablecoin, or an NFT, or any other asset that is electronic in nature and that confers economic, proprietary, or access rights. The North Carolina bills don't set market cap criteria for digital assets, unlike crypto bills that are working their way into the law at the state level. Now, the newly created agency, dubbed the North Carolina Investment Authority, would, however, need to carefully weigh the risks and reward profile of each digital asset and ensure the funds are maintained in a secure custody solution. Bitcoin legislation tracker Bitcoin Laws noted that the House Bill 506 was drafted as a Bitcoin reserve bill, as it does not mandate the investment authority to hold Bitcoin or any digital asset over the long term. Now, on March 18th, North Carolina Senator introduced the Bill Reserve and Investment Act, Senate Bill 327, which calls for the treasurer to allocate up to 10% of their public funds specifically into Bitcoin. The bill, introduced by Republican Todd Johnson and Brad Overcash. What kind of fiat-ass name is that? Brad Overcash. And I'll take Bitcoin over cash, please, for $500. And Timothy Moffitt aims to leverage Bitcoin investment as a financial innovation strategy to strengthen North Carolina's economic standing. The treasurer would need to ensure that Bitcoin is stored in a multi-sig cold storage wallet and that the bitty could only be liquidated during severe financial crisis. The bill would also create the Bitcoin Economic Advisory Board to oversee the reserves management. And according to the Bitcoin law, 41 Bitcoin reserve bills have been introduced at the state level in 23 states, and 35 of those 41 bills remain live. And earlier in the month, President Trump signed that executive order to create the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve and a digital asset stockpile, both of which will initially use cryptos forfeited in the government criminal cases. Criminals, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. And if you don't know, now you know. And there you have it, fam. North Carolina is following the state of Wisconsin State Pension Fund lead. Let's go, North Carolina. And shout out South Carolina as well, home of the Oracle. BOA tarde de todos come like. Shout out El Mero. Welcome, family. And again, the rest of the Biddy crew for holding it down. We greatly appreciate you. Exciting news. Again, breaking news I shared with you guys. GameStop, they're already trading convertible notes to acquire over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. So it looks like they're shooting for 25% purchase of what they're worth right into Bitcoin, right off the riff. The announcement was just made by the board of directors yesterday. This is our feature story of the day. We'll be diving into all the specifics, all the details, the insights from the high priest, Max Kaiser, and all that good stuff. But first, help me blow up the stream, comment and quote the live stream over on X. Please, family, and it's greatly appreciated. Bitalica says, that's my state, North Carolina, home of the Tar Heels, Michael Jordan's college. Hit the likes, legends. Fairground. Carolina blue. The light blue. Fantastic color, by the way. And speaking of the blue, shout out all of our moderators holding it down. And all of our Biddy members as well. Appreciate you guys' support. Let's take another sip of the Spindrift. Cheers, family. And we'll dive into our next story. And we're getting close to the top of the hour. And again, big news incoming. We're going to be discussing the Prime Minister of Pakistan starting a Bitcoin mining operation. Big news. U.S. Fed confiscation laws require assets to be liquidated by the U.S. Marshal's Office. Let me tell you something. That's my Fire Marshal Bill accent. Read auctioned off unless something has changed. Keyword, auctioned off. And from my understanding, the United States government currently has in their possession ballpark 200,000 Bitcoin, but 100,000 belongs to Bitfinex. So they really only have 100,000 Bitcoin. And the United States needs to achieve their plan of millions of Bitcoin, which Michael Saylor's proposing for the U.S. to put 25% or to control 25% of the supply, which would mean purchase roughly 5 million Bitcoin. How would they do such a thing? Obviously, it'd be a long-term plan. There's not that much Bitcoin even available. You still need to find the blood orange tangerine spindrift. Yeah, I've never seen it locally at my Costco. They always have the box with the 3 main flavors, the grapefruit, the lime, and the lemon. I've yet to see the other one. Great Fire Marshal Bill. Let me tell you something. Exactly. U.S. Fed confiscation laws, man. It is what it is. Again, welcome everyone joining us. Let's move on to our next story. Shout out Fairground. I just hit you with a repost. Appreciate it, fam-a-lam. Big news coming out of the Middle East. Pakistan in particular here. Let's start with this tweet. The Prime Minister of Pakistan held the government meeting where he discussed investing $3.5 billion. That's not chump change into Bitcoin mining, the next global reserve asset. And this was reposted by Max Kaiser, and it actually got my attention. And I found this article a little earlier, which was published maybe 10 hours ago. So let's break her down. In a move that signals Pakistan's intent to embrace the future of digital finance, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif recently led a high-level discussion of integrating the Bitcoin mining and real-world asset tokenization into the national economic framework. Let's go. The meeting, attended by key government officials and global blockchain leaders, explored strategies to establish a $3.5 billion Bitcoin mining infrastructure while leveraging blockchain tech for economic transformation. The session was graced by Finance Minister Muhammad and IT Minister Shahzad and the State Bank of Pakistan Governor Jamil, alongside executives from renowned blockchain firms such as the Genesis Group and Polymath Canada. Industry leaders detailed the roadmap that could propel Pakistan to the forefront of the crypto-friendly nations, unlocking new revenue streams and attracting foreign investment. And speaking of the Middle East adoption, a few weeks back, we also shared breaking news that Abu Dhabi, over in the UAE, I believe it's the capital out there, they announced having roughly $500 million in their, what is it called? Like one of their wealth funds, like strategic funds. So adoption is happening. Discussions revolved around tokenizing real-world assets, including real estate, commodities, and securities to enhance transparency and accessibility in the financial sector. Experts highlighted how asset tokenization could revolutionize Pakistan's economy by increasing their liquidity, reducing fraud, and simplifying transactions for the local and international investors. So, will this be a game changer for Pakistan with the potential to generate billions in revenue? I'd say so. Bitcoin mining is being considered a cornerstone of Pakistan's digital strategy. Representatives from the Genesis Group, the global leader of crypto mining, outlined how the country's energy resources could be optimized to support sustainable mining operations. Policymakers emphasized the need for regulatory framework to ensure compliance while fostering a favorable investment climate. Also, the Prime Minister directed the Pakistan Crypto Council to collaborate with industry leaders and propose a concrete plan for deploying mining infrastructure and asset tokenization initiatives. And additionally, he underscored the urgency of formalizing crypto regulations to position Pakistan as a blockchain hub in South Asia. Let's freaking go. So as you already know, game theory in full effect. Trump recently announced he wanted to make America the Bitcoin mining hub of the world. Well, Pakistan wants in the game. Russia wants in the game. In fact, Russia is already involved with crypto mining and making some place in Africa, I think it was Ethiopia, a Bitcoin mining hub. We've covered that on the pod. And now we also have China. You know what I mean? So massive forces adopting the Bitty. This is the global hash war playing out. My daughter loves the lemon one. Lemon one's really good for sure. $3.5 billion of the Bitcoin mining is not buying the Bitty. There's only 1.5 million Bitcoin left to be mined. I'd be buying Bitcoin versus buying the data center to compete with the likes of Marathon Riot and the Bitcoin miners. Shout out Greg, cheers, brother. Shout out James Smith, Mobile, Alabama, in the building. How do you like my Alabama accent with country grammar? Let me know. The Oracle, let's go. I haven't tried that, but if I will see it. Says Chandy, talking about the spindrifts here. And again, welcome everyone joining us. We're about to dive into our feature story of the day. Big news with GameStop. Cannot be stopped. You already know. Thank you, Chandy, for like repost number 3 or 4. You're the greatest. I just want to point that out. Everyone, make sure you're following her. She produces the greatest Bitcoin music, the greatest AI music in general, I dare say. And she has a brand new video. She has 888 followers. That's a divine number, by the way. Just another sign you should follow her. And her new video is blowing up. That might be her very first video on X to get 100 reposts. Who wants to be the 100th person to repost it? Very next repost will be 100. There's 99 reposts. Go blow that up right now. If you've already reposted it once, repost it again with the quote. Let's blow that up. Let's make sure it gets on the desk of Nayib Bukele because the song is that good. And we're going to be premiering it later on the stream. So who's going to be lucky? Repost number 100. If you're that lucky person, let me know. Announce it in the chat and I'll strike the gong for you. Let's blow that mofo up. And congratulations, Chandy. That's a 50% like to repost ratio. That means your content is phenomenal. Not many content creators can achieve that. So thanks to the Biddy fam for helping support her music. And let's blow that mofo up and let's get Bukele to see it. I want Bukele to see this. I think he'll really enjoy it. So let's make it happen. JB, I'm following Chandy10 on every platform. I dig it. Right now, the 2 platforms I'm familiar with, correct me if I'm wrong, Chandy, but there's X and YouTube, and the username's the same on both. Chandy10 Music, #1 Bitcoin music channel, hands down. And again, breaking news we're about to dive into just came in. $1.3 billion being raised by GameStop to purchase Bitcoin. So more than likely, their very first Bitcoin acquisition is going to be $1.3 billion following the Sailor put. Game on. All I got to say. Game on, mofos. Bring it.
Going, going, let's be up, babe. Bang, bang on the door, baby, never let it fade. Heart on how strong, yeah, we built it this way. No one to hold 'em, yeah, we're
Holding, never folding.
Bitcoin's dripping like a new Scottie Pippen 80 G's.
Bada boom, bada Bitcoin. Well, congratulations, Chandy. You hit 101 reposts, and it's only been up for a few days. And my theory is that video is going to end up not just with, it may have maybe 15,000 views now. I think it'll have hundreds of thousands of views because it's always going to be in circulation because it's getting so much reactions and reposts, and that's a beautiful thing. So congratulations on the song. We love it. Oh, you got it on YouTube. Excellent. The song Bitcoin Presidents is now officially on YouTube as well. Awesome. Dumb money just doubled down. Now we're talking. Big news, broskies. But anyways, let's blow up this mofo. But we got to get into our next story, our feature story of the day. So let's do it. All right, fam. Now for our featured story of the day. GameStop approves plan to buy Bitcoin as a Treasury reserve asset, and also breaking news just in as we're live. Breaking: GameStop to raise $1.3 billion in convertible note offering to buy Bitcoin, which means they're following in the Sailor put, which means they're most likely going to purchase $1.3 billion with their $5 billion in capital, which is just like a melting ice cube. What do we call those folks who like to hoard the fiat at the banks? You guys know. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, let's break this baby down. This is huge. GameStop preparing to add Bitcoin to the balance sheet as a Treasury reserve asset. And again, breaking, they're currently announced raising $1.3 billion for their first acquisition. The video game retailer, which became a viral sensation amongst retail traders in 2021, just announced its board has unanimously approved the move. And they're making fast moves here. In the new SEC filing, GameStop says the move is a part of the firm's strategy to use this liquidity to maximize shareholder value. On March 25th, 2025, we announced as part of our revisions to the investment policy, the board approved the addition of Bitcoin as a Treasury reserve asset alongside the US dollar denominated stablecoins to diversify the company's investment portfolio. A portion of our cash or future debt and equity issuances may be invested into Bitcoin. We have not set a maximum amount of Bitcoin we may accumulate. I repeat, we have not set a maximum amount of Bitcoin we may accumulate. Why? Because the more the merrier. And we may sell any Bitcoin we may acquire. GameStop, which has about $4.76 billion in cash, is following companies like MicroStrategy and Tesla. That's right, we call it the Sailor put. CEO Ryan Cohen hinted at his plan for months. You guys saw the photo with the CEO of GameStop and Sailor. In fact, it's the thumbnail of today's stream, announcing a trigger, a 6% bump of the company's stock price. That's right. The company's stock has been surging off the back of the announcement, as it should. And this is the big news of the day. Now, Max Kaiser shared his insights. Shout out to the high priest. He put MicroStrategy is strategic. GameStop is nasty in a good way. The Wall Street bet guys are insurrectionists and chaos agents. Their motivation isn't bringing perfect money to the masses. They want to crash the global economy. And the old ways for the laughs. It's beautiful anarchy. I dig it. Respect. And Max knows what he's talking about. And here's a brilliant post from Luke Broyles. I'm going to read it to you. GameStop has adopted Bitcoin, and FYI, this was also reposted by Max. A $26 billion opportunity for GameStop, $10 billion in inflow for Bitcoin, incoming media craze for the retail. Here are the facts, Jack. 11.4 billion market cap, 4.8 billion just in cash, and the 1531st most valuable public company on the planet. Everyone remembers the infamous GameStop squeeze in January of 2021. We may be starting round 2, folks. Let us assume they're adopting the pre-little bitty in order to force their stock price up as much as possible. Therefore, they want to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible. Assumptions. Number 1, deploy 4.8 billion into Bitcoin. Number 2, raise another 2.2 billion to buy Bitcoin. Number 3, average purchase price of 120,000 per coin. Congratulations, all the Bitcoiners watching this. You got to front run a $5 billion company. Kudos to you. That would result in 58,333 Bitcoin. Now, GameStop, go home and get your shine box. For context, that is close to a 3x of Coinbase's and Tesla's stack combined, broskies. And when Bitcoin is 150 G's per bitty, that is 8.75 billion of Bitcoin. And assuming a 3x MNAV, similar to MicroStrategy, that would be $26.3 billion market cap. Now, effectively, they could increase their current share value by 2.3x from these bitty buys, or approximately $60 per share. And when you combine the short squeeze narrative along with the Bitcoin narrative, you get a massive combination of the catalysts for upwards momentum. Could we potentially see a future where GME and MicroStrategy gap up and up, squeezing shorts as Bitcoin ascends higher? If $60 is a justifiable share price, and if they get 58,300 Bitcoin at a MicroStrategy level, multiple, while the rough January 2021 mania top was in the 80s, how much higher could GameStop go? A justifiable 2 to 3x in their stock price via Bitcoin is the fastest way to get a 5 to 10x pump via a mania. I think the groundwork for a massive media buzz around Bitcoin companies is a-coming. It may even dwarf 2021's GameStop craze if Bitcoin goes high enough. Now, second half of 2025 is going to get crazy. Here are the key takeaways. Number 1, if GameStop does adopt Bitty, their share price could easily 3 to 4x. By the time Bitcoin doubles, even if their cost basis is 50% higher than today's. Number 2, this would be a massive social media narrative bringing retail attention to the Bitty. And 3, this is evidence. The altcoin cycle is dying. The altcoins of the future to bring in retail are not XRP, Ethereum, or Cardano, but instead MicroStrategy, GameStop, Scientific Similar, SMLR, and MSTU, etc. Number 4, if you want to gain exposure to the upside of the GameStop saga without the counterparty risk, you should own some self-custodied Bitcoin. And while GameStop will get lots of Bitcoin, you get exposure to all meme stocks with Bitcoin exposure. Best of both worlds. Number 5, I expect Bitcoin volatility to transition from boom bust to stair step, and companies will take the place of the altcoins in the boom bust cycle. Careful gambling and register securities, even if you're smart enough to not have or to have unregistered securities. The kind of demand is the Trojan horse, this kind of demand for the retail. They feel too late and too poor for Bitcoin, but because of unit and anchoring bias, they will ape into shares of meme companies. We have less in common with the future than the past. Pump it, GameStop, rocket ship to the moon. Let's motherfreaking go. So that's the major news, family. Let me know your thoughts on that, and how do you feel this will impact the Bitcoin price moving in to the second quarter of 2025. Holla at your boy, and I'm going to read your comments out loud. Again, breaking news. Thank you, Steven. Just reposted your repost. 100th post came from Steven, so congrats. I'm going to go ahead and repost your 100th post of Chandy's, or 100th repost from Chandy's music video. Well done, brother. Congratulations. And I promise to strike the gong for you too. So this one's for you, Serge. Appreciate you supporting the fam. Let's go. And we need all the likes we can get on our YouTube channel, family. So for the 1,500 of you watching on X, if you can come to YouTube, cryptonewsalerts.net, just smash the like, drop a comment. That helps out tremendously. And if you can do the same on Rumble, make sure you're following us there just in case something were to happen to any of our other platforms. We have backups. Hindsight is 2020 for sight. Same, some is way worse. GameStop, there is no second best. Now go home and get your shine box. That's what I'm saying. Yep, I think was number 3 on the current one. Remember, Roaring Kitty was the guy that took the incredible leverage longs in the games? Yes, exactly. Bingo. Was his name, Bo. GameStop was almost gone a few years ago, and then they were talking about bankruptcy. How do you like that? During the squeeze. And they're right back. And now they're taking over the world. So game on. Excuse me. And again, welcome everyone join the live stream. We're still streaming. Everything is going to zero against the biddy, even when the bankruptcy with the agencies. That's right. And let me see if there's any new updates from Max as we're on the topic. He did repost the breaking news of the GameStop announcement, again, raising $1.3 billion to buy Bitcoin. Also big news of the Bitcoin office. They just added more Bitcoin to the strategic reserve. They're averaging 1 new Bitcoin per day. Total Bitcoin added in the past 30 days, 47. That's more than 1 a day on average. Here's the proof of work on the blockchain. Game on, brothers. GameStop can service a loan of up to $100 billion. Good Lord. For 4.6 years with the existing 4.6 billion cash balance at 1% interest. That's twice the amount of the Bitcoin Michael Saylor strategy currently holds. Game on. Max recently tweeted, it's hard to take the moral high ground when you're pushing shitcoin Trump, referring to Trump, I think, with the whole war shit going down, unfortunately. I don't support any war, just FYI, so you know my stance. He also tweeted here, Bitcoin is peace, fiat money is war. The Trump team needs to understand Bitcoin more. This was off the back of a tweet that said from the Trump admin, Bomb Yemen Signal Group. And that's just sad that there's actually a signal group called Bomb Yemen. That disappoints me to hear. But anyways, thank you, Chandy, and congratulations. Bitcoin Pod, thanks for being my 100th. Fantastic. And speaking of the 100th, in a couple of minutes, we'll play that new music video, again, called Bitcoin Presidents. A brand new track talking about the collaboration between Bukele and Trump. Fantastic song, incredible music video. We're going to help blow that mofo up. I was Repost 101, so shout out to the Oracle as well. Thank you, guys. Incredible. I like it. Bada boom, bada Bitcoin. Sweet Biddy McGee. This gong strikes for you, my Biddy Batty friend. Well, here's the bottom sign. BitBoy has been arrested. The bull run shall continue. Let's go. Shout out Pam Powers. Welcome to the live stream. Good to have you here, family. Play the shark track, homie. We got some requests. Jason wants the shark track. We'll see what I play, but we're definitely going to play Bitcoin Presidents, and maybe we'll throw some bonus jammy jams in there. And again, this is the Q&A segment of the stream. We just finished the news. I shared the breaking 1.3 billion acquisition incoming from GameStop. They made the announcement yesterday at their shareholder meeting. They're adopting Bitcoin. They're all in. So game on. This is what we needed. Love the gong. Cheers, sweet Biddy. We kind of knew that was going to happen. Super cycle forever, Laura. Yeah, man. Let's go. But here's what we're going to do. Let's play the brand new music video. We're premiering it for the first time on the channel. It's called Bitcoin Presidents. It's by Chandy 10 Music. And enjoy it. And we'll go from there. Just give me a second to pull it up. And again, welcome everyone just joining us. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Here we go. All right, here we go. Enjoy the music video.
Now there's a few less misplaced terrorists on our land. Trump and Bukele make their stand. A survivor alliance diamonds in the sky. Prison they earned, a lesson they learned, least they escaped the urn. A judge wrote orders, tried to demand, but the plane was gone, already off land. Too late to turn, oceans away, Bukele said.
Oops, too late.
They touched down, head shaved clean, marched in rows, no more schemes. Steel doors closed, the chains held tight. Justice served before first light. Some men bear burdens most never could. Decisions made not for want but for should. Bukele walked where others ran. Justice wasn't vengeance, it was the plan. MS-13 held the streets in blood. Extortion, fear, corruption's flood. Now inside, CCOT fate is sealed. No more terror, streets can heal. Trump called them animals, spoke the truth. Now the system answers proof. Borders locked, criminals bound. Bitcoin rises, nation found. The world said it can't be done, but Trump and Bukele made them run. Fiat fades, Bitcoin reigns. Hash wars start, the game has changed. Doing, doing, doing. Tell them that justice is round the bend. Tell them that truth's gonna come again. Tell them that Bitcoin's rising now. Trump's gonna cut you down. Bukele's gonna cut you down. No. US debt, fake money high, printed out, watch nations die. Stock market ain't the star in the sea, the star is BTC, set it free. Man on a mission, 2-year clock, hash wars coming, nations locked. Fiat's weak, the end is near. Bitcoin stands, nothing to fear. In CCOT's walls, they now confide. Bukele stands, no place to hide. Once plagued by murders, now numbers fall. His people's trust, heeding the call. Trump's mandate clear, borders defend, protecting citizens, steadfast to the end. Both leaders stand, unwavering hands, guiding their nations, fulfilling demands. The orange pill stands where leaders rise. Justice reigns, truth survives. Trump saw the weapon, Bukele took aim. Sovereign money, no more games. Trump saw the weapon, Bukele took aim. Sovereign money, no more games. Ledger don't lie, can't be erased. Proof of work, the code is placed. Fiat falls, the debt runs wild. Bitcoin stands pure, fortified. Doing, doing, doing. Tell them that justice is round the bend. Tell them that truth's gonna come again. Tell them that Bitcoin's rising now. Trump's gonna cut you down. Bukele's gonna cut you down. Different lands, they walk their path. Both men refuse to bow their heads. Some say fate is just a game, but how do you explain two men the same? One saves a nation, the other the land, and Bitcoin moves in both their hands. It wasn't coincidence, wasn't by chance.
Let's go. And now for ADG's new music video as well. One of the best.
We are the players. ADG G's give us sexy little shivers. We are the makers and takers, but we orange pill, which makes us the givers. Paying it forward, 80 G's not too late. Don't ignore us, 80 G's, take the life-saving bait. 80 G's filling our cup, we're dragons that slay. BTC up, and here we are at 80K. We slayed our way to 80K. Ding, I love the rise and the dying and the bitty pretty Bitcoin. November 2024, the highest Bitcoin price action ever rolled since the inception of the Genesis block. Pushing the way to 80K, no roadblocks. Hodlers are not surprised, not shocked, but bang, bang, bang like a B-52. We built a bitty stacked revolutionary love shack. Bang, bang on the door, baby, Bitcoin's here, we're bitty stacked. Welcome to the 80s and the 80 G's, baby business. Don't be a punk while we BTC rock in the 80s. 80 G's, that is. We're a mix of aces and perfect tens. We're blackjacks, we don't bend. We hodl winning hands to the end, like Wyatt Earp, Eastwood, and Doc Holliday. We're outlaws holding our biddies close to our chest. Buy BTC, just try it, make our day. We're Bitcoin jocks from the wild, wild west. Know when to hold 'em, yeah, we're holding, never folding. Bitcoins are ripping like a new Scottie Pippen. 80 G's, we're royalty, bitty kings and queens. Our kingdom has come, we've been manifesting. We're raising up the bitty like Gohan. We live in a hodl house, we play chess and we're not the pawn. We're raising the roof now. Big bad wolf who? Oh no, he's gone, cause he was a pawn. Sorry, I'm behind. We're built tougher than bricks, ready and coming at 'em. We're strategic and steady, no rush, 5th level ready. 80 G's on our way to 1 mil. The name of the game is hodl, taking orange pill. Like a squirrel, we hodl, we store. Peanut, you got a twisted deal. We're gonna hodl more in memory of you. Nipsey will too. 80 G's is exciting now, but a future memory. It's a USA saving, T-pump moment in Bitcoin history. Bitcoin is going up forever, that's no mystery. This roller coaster ride is not for the weak, but it is exhilarating, built for prosperity, not misery. Bitcoin price discovery is in play. Higher numbers are on the way. Just do your best, it is not too late. You will be blessed, have a little faith. Leave the rest to Satoshi and God. Think of Moses and the rod. Think of Satoshi and free and Ross. Bitcoin doesn't have to be your future loss. Bitcoin doesn't have to be your future loss.
You can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. Hodl, hodl, hodl. Study up, pray and think. Don't miss your lifeboat. Take an orange pill, this isn't play. Don't use your God-given free will. Biddy up, make a dough.
Price discovery is more than a name.
It's a rare phenomenon. Bitcoin
Is a patient man's game.
beyond dream on. Your yesterday's way. Bring me a bitty glow. But bang, bang, bang.
Like a B-52, we built a bitty stats.
Revolutionary love shack.
Bang, bang on the door. Baby, Bitcoin's here, we're bitty stacked. Welcome to the 80s and the 80 G's. Baby business, don't be a punk while we BTC rock in the 80s. 80 G's, that is.
Nah, Kamala, goodbye. Yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed those videos. Those are the two newest Chandy 10 music videos. The newest of the newest being the Bitcoin President's Jam we just premiered, and then the 80 Gs, one of our favorite songs ever produced. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to get back to the comments. Yeah, I can't read comments in between the music videos because I can't stop it without restarting the video from the beginning. So I'm going to scroll up and see where I left off. Oracle says they wouldn't have been sent there if Venezuela would have taken them back, referring to the gang members. Venezuela told Trump they wouldn't take them, and they ended up in El Salvador. Well, Bukele took them with open arms. So 25% tariffs on all cars not made in the U.S. I pity them to be caught in poverty and being threatened with death or allegiance to a crime syndicate, says Greg. JB, GME just raised $1.3 billion. Absolutely. That was our feature story of the day. I'm glad that news came in during the live. We covered that. Pretty big deal. That's like 1/4 of their cash stash of the $5 billion, something like that. Not too shabby. Beautiful song, says Fairground. I would have too if they talked about TDA instead of bringing it to the US. New Y files about HARP. Well, that's what's up. The earthquake weather manipulation machine. Good to note. I haven't watched the Y files in a minute. Maybe we'll have to bring that back on an uncensored Rumble. No, they just recognize it as digital gold and they keep track of the large BDX border transfers. That is by no means an endorsement or an investment. I am not agreeing, but it would be good to hear what sheep hear. Did you see Bukele has a gong? Yes, it looked like it was a golden gong. I mean, all OGs, who doesn't have a gong at their desk? I mean, come on now. But yeah, it was pretty cool to see that, right? Clowns News Network, CNN. There is no mainstream media outlet that will ever tell the unadulterated truth. Why? They're all owned by 4 parent companies. Bingo. And that includes Fox and all networks. That's why we watch podcasts like CNA. It's the only place you're going to find true news because I'm not paid off by Pfizer or the Democratic Party or any forces of evil or lizard folk to promote or push any agendas. You know what I mean? So 100% with you on that. Don't be a punk while we beat TC Rock in the 80s. You punk rock mofos. Keep singing, JV, the DJ. Go DJ on the 1s and 2s. Orange still talking, eh? The Dusty Hunt, cool. I totally bought mine from a guy in the corner. Probably got scammed out of price. Not sure what you bought there. Bought more Bitcoin. Oh, saying you bought more Bitcoin from the guy at the corner. Yeah, that's hilarious. Forever singing and forever uploading. We're going up forever and ever. And again, welcome everyone. This is the Q&A segment of the stream. The downside of wearing the black is you get the nip hairs. Nip hairs, unfortunately. Tax-deductible loans for domestic cars, eh? Oh, kind of scary. Electromagnetic radio frequency weather affecting equipment all around the world. That's right. There's a HARP facility in Antarctica. There's a HARP facility, was it Hawaii, Alaska? Many countries have their own version of the HARP facility, unfortunately. And you bet the governments of the world all work together behind the scenes. They're all part of the same secret societies, and they control shit. And they make it seem like we're fighting them, it's us against them, but behind closed doors, it's a game of 5D chess, and all the corrupt leaders are working together against the people. So it's really lizard folk against the people. It's not this country's against that country, this country's against that country. That's the fucking illusion. It's us versus them. It's God versus Satan. It's people versus lizard folk, for lack of a better term. I just shared with JV, this researcher, talking about what he saw in Antarctica. Yeah, he sent me the video. I didn't get to watch it yet, but I will definitely check that out. I can only imagine what's behind that ice wall. I dare say other life civilizations and Earth expands. There's more land than what we're privy to know. And I think the whole mythology, the aliens are coming from space and different planets, and there's infinite civilizations and infinite planets, and Elon sending renewable rockets to Mars and to the moon, and to me, that's all like theatrics. And, you know, did you know NASA/SpaceX has one of the largest film studios in the world? I wonder why. Come on now. But you already know. So yeah, my theory is there's advanced beings, if not living amongst us, which I also believe, and potentially within the earth, in the waters, things of this nature, then they're probably on the other side of that ice wall. They're not coming from a galaxy far, far away like they teach us in Star Wars, unfortunately, young Jedis. The Force is strong with the biddy, but there's a mass deception out there. NASA never sent a man to the moon. No astronaut has ever been to the moon. Every astronaut is a Freemason, by the way, and a part of a secret society. And that's why I don't trust Elon one iota. I understand the deception, and I also understand why he's the richest man in the world stage, but it's an act. It's not real. He's an actor. He's an actor. He's acting. But anyways, I digress. That's my rant for the day. Lizard people, definitely under the seas. Yeah, because William Cooper, he put out the infamous book, Behold the Pale Horse. Unfortunately, he was murdered days after 9/11. He predicted it because he understood. He had top secret clearance from the Navy. Long story short, he saw a UFO come out of the water while he was on a Navy ship. And I can't say I witnessed the UFO come out of the water, but in Costa Rica, where I live, it was a famous story, and it was actually captured and featured in National Geographic with a UFO on the motherfucking cover. And I know because my landlord actually had that framed in his house. I forget the name of the motherfucking lake. But there's so many stories of UFOs coming out of the water, and also in Costa Rica out of the volcanoes. I've witnessed that firsthand. I've seen hundreds of UFOs, unidentified flying objects that are not airplanes, they're not satellites, I don't know what the fuck they are, hence unidentified, advanced fucking flying vehicles coming out and in of volcanoes. So I think there's a connection there, and I'm a firm believer that there are advanced spacecraft, whether it's reverse engineered from Area 51, I don't know, or if it's maybe other side of the ice wall, I don't know. Could it be interdimensionals? I don't fucking know. But there's definitely some strange shit going on. I'll leave it at that. The Pentagon has the biggest film budget. Project Mockingbird is still going on right now. Look at all them Dems repeating the same script to brainwash the masses. 100% factual there. JV and Inhibitor, let's go. I have seen one, says James. Yeah, in Costa Rica, I've seen so many UFOs, it's not even funny. That's when I first started witnessing UFO sightings. In Costa Rica, I don't know what it is about Costa Rica. My theory is wherever there's active, like high levels of energy, like ley lines, which are the meridians of the earth, there's typically volcanoes, and where there's those volcanoes, you're typically going to see lots of UFO sightings. In, I think it was Terrialba, Costa Rica. I visited a guy on a farm, and it was crazy, man. Just nonstop UFOs coming in and out of volcanoes all night. Like it's no big deal. Terrialba, motherfucking Costa Rica. I'm not making this shit up. I actually got myself one of those big blocks of cheese from his farm. It was like this big. Famous cheese in Costa Rica, by the way. Is Project Bluebeam coming to a theater near you? Project Bluebeam has already come to a theater near you. I also am a believer that there were no planes that existed during 9/11. Like, we can all agree that explosives took down the towers, but the PSYOP was for you to believe that terrorists hijacked planes and flew them suicide missions into the towers, and then one tower miraculously blew up, though nothing hit it, because there were never any planes. There were never any terrorists. Hologram. Why did the government confiscate all the video footage of the alleged planes going into the tower? Why did I have access to a video that showed a plane wing glitch? Because it was a hologram. It never existed. There were no planes. Don't often hear you swear on the tube. Times have changed. I really say whatever the fuck I want because I'm not dependent upon YouTube for income. I'm not dependent upon anyone. You know what I mean? I dare say I achieved a decent level of success a long time ago in my life. So I just like to be raw, authentic, and unfiltered. And if I'm inspired to say something, I just say it. That's how I roll. I just got a survey on JV from YouTube. Cool. Oh boy. This topic of conversation, I'm sure the algorithm does not appreciate it, but I don't really care. Oh yeah, but haven't people tried? Who had the exclusive cleanup contract for Ground Zero, the World Trade Center? Yeah, funny how they came down straight. And what did the firefighters say? We hear explosions. And then what does Hollywood do? They release all the propaganda films, which must get approved by the CIA, every major Hollywood blockbuster. That's why I unplugged from Hollywood a long time ago, right? Nicolas Cage, remember? The terrorists with the box cutters. Oh, the other would threaten you with the box cutter. We're hijacked the plane. Oh, we found the passport from the hijacker at the explosion. There were no plane debris, but we got the hijacker's passport in perfect condition. PSYOP. Let's just keep it this way. The news has no incentive to ever tell you the truth. Ever. Nothing they tell you is the truth. And if they actually do say something truthful, it's to use that truth against you in a very deceitful way. And that's how the media rolls. And as mentioned earlier, there's 4 conglomerates that own all the media companies. They're all tainted. That's why you watch my podcast and you turn off your television. I would encourage you to stop paying for your cable, stop paying to be brainwashed. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's all the Oracle's fault. She mentioned keyword Y files, and I went off on a tangent. What are you going to do? I appreciate that about you. JV keeps saying whatever you want so far. I agree with you 100%. Cheers, Scott. I would dare say, and I'd expect most people to disagree with me because my views are very unique, and I've never met another individual with my same exact views. So, but that's the beauty. CDI, Controlled Demolition Inc. Corp., the only company that had the technical wherewithal to bring them down in the first place. Yes, JV, be yourself, mate. Checkmate, we won. Yeah. So if they cancel me tomorrow, I don't give a fuck. It is what it is. I'll consider it an early retirement. I don't care. That's why I don't pay for cable. Yeah, fuck the government. You definitely don't want to, what's the term? Where you're actually supporting them by giving them money. Perpetuating. You don't want to perpetuate their crimes. You know what I mean? So just unplug from them. Don't support them. If we stop giving them money, they have no power over us. It's because, unfortunately, too many people are fucking supporting Disney and whatever forces of evil that plague our planet. And that's why they have power over us. Like, if you truly and genuinely believe that the central banks are evil and fiat is that of Satan and perpetuates war and violence, why do you bank? Why do you give them your money? Why do you perpetuate their fraud, right? It's all fraud. They get a percentage of the fraud. This is the business model.
Wall Street is fraud, America is fraud, the world is fraud, banks are fraud, central banks are fraud. We live in an era of fraud. It's all based on fraud, and they get a percentage of the fraud. That's the business model. To suggest that there is any moral or ethical...
I remember the name of the lake in Costa Rica. I lived in, I think it was Arenal, Lake Arenal. I don't know how to pronounce it properly, but yeah, Lake Arenal, I think. Very beautiful, very scenic spot, very infamous UFO sighting. And again, it was featured on National Geographic. You can see the disc coming out of the ocean. Miraculous. It was pretty amazing. And yeah, just leave it at that.
Aspect to anything that's going on now is to be completely naive about the fact that we live in an era dominated by financial terrorists, jihadis.
The deep state equals evil mofos. Yeah, I'm old school. I still refer to them as the Illuminati because I believe they have weaponized the term deep state. Propaganda, you know what I mean? Just like conspiracy theorists was weaponized, marijuana, the term was weaponized. So I don't even like the term deep state. There's a cabal. It's a secret society. 2 main intelligence agencies run the world, and they're controlled by the same group of people. I won't mention what that intelligence agency's names are, but it's not difficult to figure that out.
Of banking. They're here to kill you and themselves. They don't care because they're trained at madrasas called Princeton, Harvard, and Yale.
And James says, I think you're right on, JV. $17.75, Dr. Becca. I need the YouTube premium. Give me the premium.
They believe in an ideology, not the Quran, but Adam Smith, that they completely misread and interpret as something to justify their blowing themselves up. And the cost of terrorism is cheap.
Shout out Max Kaiser, by the way. This is one of my favorite uncensored Max rants right here.
9/11 only cost $500,000. The ability to borrow money and take over a company by Warren Buffett is zero. He's borrowing money at zero. He's taking all those jobs away. He's creating economic destruction because he's in financial terrorism. And that's the era that we live in today. Why are we going to stop it?
How do we stop it, Max?
There's only one way to stop it.
Buy Bitcoin today. If you don't, you're a fucking terrorist. Remix.
Raise interest rates right now. Make the cost of terrorism too high. Do it today.
Yeah, ads can get out of hand. I think on a live stream, it's every 6 minutes. You're going to see an ad unless you have YouTube Premium.
If you don't,
it shouldn't be every 2 minutes. That's unusually frequent. Nobody should be getting ads every 2 minutes. It should be every 6 minutes.
You're a fucking terrorist. Janet Yellen's a terrorist. Mario Draghi's a terrorist.
But yeah, I can't recommend YouTube Premium enough if you don't like ads. Personally, I don't like being interrupted, so.
The Central Bank of Japan is a terrorist.
And also there's, if you don't want to pay the whatever it is, 10 or 15 bucks a month, there's a web browser a lot of you guys tell me about called Brave, and you can actually watch from YouTube and no ads will play. So it somehow stops any ads from being played. So if you use the Brave web browser and you don't want to swing the premium membership, there's an alternative way to watch it ad-free. Or obviously you can watch it on X or Rumble. I highly doubt they're having a lot of ads. I don't think there's any ads on X. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't earn much from monetization on X, and I stream every day on it, and we have thousands of people on the stream every day. So I like to assume there's zero ads on X. Otherwise, I'd be getting compensated more than $10 a month or whatever the fuck they throw at me.
These are the real terrorists, not the immigrants.
Wildberry. Are you talking about Spindrift Wildberry? I never saw that one either. Yeah, I got the premium. Couldn't take it anymore. It's torturous.
Not the people dying in the water.
Hey.
You have YouTube TV. What exactly is YouTube TV? Or are you just saying the YouTube app on your television? Bukele is going to cut you down. Anyways, again, welcome everyone joining us. Let's see how many people were on X. Over 1,600 people. Proof of work right there. On X, we're also still live on Rumble and YouTube. Chillaxin, again, big news today with GameStop. They're already raising $1.3 billion to buy Bitcoin. They just announced yesterday adopting Bitcoin as a strategic reserve strategy, following in the footsteps, obviously, of Strategy B and Mikey Saylor. So this is big, big, big news. We now have two MicroStrategies. GameStop, yep, the next MicroStrategy. Michael Saylor. What's up with Vitalik? What's going on over there? Also, breaking news, French company, the Blockchain Group, purchases 580 Bitcoin. Let's go. Corporate adoption. Game theory. Full motherfucking effect. That's just in. We'll cover that in deeper tomorrow. So that will be published all over the internet. But that just came in 10 minutes ago. Bada boom, bada Bitcoin. Just reposted that. Also in news, Senator Moreno says the bill to buy 1 million Bitcoin will be passed soon. Let's fucking go, broskies. WNBA drama. It's random. Caitlin Clark allegedly files a $10 million lawsuit against Angel Reese after Reese allegedly urged fans to attack and harass Clark at her private residence. Ladies, can't we all just get along and focus on the game? Come on now. You're making us look bad, ladies. Best song ever, according to Mr. Corvette. He's a huge fan of the ADG's music video. That deserves a repost. If you guys can help repost that post from Mr. Corvette, show some support for Chandy 10 and the Biddy fam. Much appreciated. Jack Mahler says it's over, man. Bitcoin's going to the motherfucking moon. Shout out Mahlers and all my Bitcoin ballers. GameStop found a Bitcoin cheat code. Game on, motherfuckers. Look at me now, Mom. Look at me now. Game on. Holy shit, that was fast. I know, within 1 day of making the announcement, we're purchasing 1.3 billion. And then Peter Schiff, of course, tries to rain on the parade. Let's see what Schiffmeister says. Copper hit an all-time... Who gives a fuck about copper, Peter? Do you really give a fuck about copper? Never once has any human being in my life inquired what the copper price was. Never. Never. Ever. My entire motherfucking life. No one gives a fuck about copper or precious metals any longer. We have Bitcoin. That all I had to read was one word. Peter Schiff triggers me. Damn it. Urgent message from Luke. Urgent. Get out of the altcoins. I repeat. Urgent. Get out of the altcoins. But Luke, I'm going to trade my alts for Bitcoin and let her rip, Tater Chip. Wrong. Outdated, degenerate motherfucking gambling. GameStop just announced $1.3 billion 24 hours after coming in with a Bitcoin strategy. Do you really understand that retail and FOMO is the main hope of your altcoin? Number 2. Do you understand MicroStrategy, GameStop, and Similar Scientific are going to pump because of the retail demand? Number 3. Your altcoins were competing against Bitcoin, but now even the last narrative they have is going to get motherfucking crushed. Your token just simply doesn't have the narrative or the regulatory ability to raise the capital like MicroStrategy and the GameStop. When the retail FOMO comes in, it's going to meme stocks, not your bullshit coin. Retail will say, this is different. There will be no bear market, and abandon you entirely. Stop kidding yourselves. You've seen how literally within 48 hours, the meme coin of GME came to the spotlight. There will be many more. I salute you, maxis, who already get this. But I am pleading with those of you still 5 to 30% in alts for imaginary upside. The game has changed, just as I've been saying. Run, Forrest. Run. Mic drop. That was a good post. Shout out Luke Broyles. I just reposted that one. That's good. I don't really have nothing to add to that. Maybe when we get out of the Yeller zone. Old Yeller. There is no second best. Copper is just a good conductor. Well, yeah, copper is great for energy. I have some energy devices at my house that use copper, but all I'm saying, no one gives a fuck about the copper price, Peter. Nobody. Ever. Save your pennies. Yeah, I highly doubt pennies are real copper, by the way. Correct me if I'm wrong. Copper is the second best. The few alts I have are going to family when I kick it. Bitcoin also to the fingers crossed. But he does make a good point. Every shitcoiner's argument, well, I'm only in the alts because I'm going to do some genius trades and just have more Bitcoin in the end. Good luck. We don't always get what we expect. That's your warning. Warning shots. Speaking of warning shots, JV, fuck 'em up.
That fuck 'em up.
Let Nipsey do his stuff. Why you stacking alts? Ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord is probably a minor. They not like us. In fact, 50% of you watching the stream right now are not like us. You're not motherfucking subscribed. Sorry. You're not on our team. Maybe you're riding with Biden. I don't know. Prove me wrong. Join the team. Smash the subscribe. Otherwise, I'll just assume you're riding with Biden. If the copper thieves use the money to buy the biddy, been genius of them. Criminal, but genius. The few alts I have are going to the fam. Get a Nipsey scratch for me. This one's from Scott Nippinator. My favorite massage is always on the head, so I do that to the nip. And the ears. Can't neglect the ears. Nippinator loves the ear massages. Stack your pennies and your sats. Stack the sats, put down the gats, and pick up some Bitcoin caps from my man Sergio over at BitcoinCaps.net. You only get one nippinator. You got to keep them nippinating. If you ain't nippinating and stacking the biddy, you're down with Diddy, as far as I'm concerned. You're not like us.
They not like us.
Right? Don't make me call Kendrick and get a live performance on the stream. He'll remind you that you're not like us unless you subscribe. $3 a month for someone entertaining and educating you. If you watch even kind of consistently, how can you not spend $3 to support the work you enjoy? And that's a great point. For those that don't know, anyone can become a member of the channel if you're not already a member. It's less than 10 cents per day. In fact, you become a member of the HODL Gang today for $2.97 a month. If I'm not worth $2.97 a month to entertain you, that's disrespectful to the Nippinator licking his motherfucking gonads and bunghole every day for entertainment. You think Nip does this to please himself? He does it for you. As the chairman of the SEC, he does it for the entertainment. Are you not entertained when Nippinator goes for the bunghole? JB, my son was wearing your white hat for the white party and telling everyone on the ship about you. Well, shout out to your son and respect. Greatly appreciate the support. You have an incredible fam, and that's awesome. He's holding down the CNA fam on the cruise. Are you not entertained? There we go. Shandy's the bomb diggity. She just gifted 10 memberships of the channel. And those aren't the $3 memberships. FYI, those are the $5 memberships. MicroStrategy. So thank you, Chandy. That's very kind of you because that just cost her $50 to hook up Richard Howells with the Quickness, Sista Otis, Zonzo, Crypto Mac, T-Jaws, XZ Crunch, Brock to Payday, Sweet Bitty McGee. You're already a member. Musicians Live and Lawn Care Lover, congratulations. Welcome all y'all to the MicroStrategy membership of the channel on behalf of Chandy 10 Music. This one's for y'all. Oh my God, my son was typing under Cynthia and said it's Ethan. Oh my God. Awesome. But thank you so much, Chandy. And reminder, fam, make sure you guys are following her for the #1 Bitcoin music and AI music to exist. You can find her on X and YouTube. Show her some support. And make sure you guys repost that new video. Bitcoin Presidents, over 200 hearts and over 100 reposts. Fantastic song. I just got back from the river. Shout out Short Coin.
They not like us. They not like us.
You smoked much today? No, I didn't smoke at all. Next Tuesday, free member. Oh, thanks for the reminder. On the 1st, I guess it's Tuesday, we're going to gift 10 more memberships on behalf of the channel. We do it every 1st of the month. Thank you, Serge, for the heads up. And again, welcome all the MicroStrategy members. We have different membership levels here at the channel that goes towards supporting us and our content. We have our HODL Gang memberships, again, less than $3 a month. We have MicroStrategy membership, was basically $4.97 a month. We have a Satoshi membership, which is like top tier. It's like $99 a month or $97 a month, something like that. And I think we even have a Grayscale membership. But now that Grayscale dumped so much Bitcoin, like it's not a good name. Maybe we'll rename that membership. What can we replace the $49 a month membership with? We're not going to call it Grayscale. We got to update that one. Something worthy. Maybe we'll call it GameStop. How about those apples? Nippinator membership. Kendrick. That's right. Did my super chat not go through? No. You gifted 10 memberships. Thank you, Chandy, for the gifted. Bada boom, bada Bitcoin, baby. From SS. Thank you, SS. And I'm glad you're a member of the channel. And I am following you. Let's all follow SS. Sweet Bitty. That's Sweet Bitty McGee. I found out her identity. It's SS. Thank you, Sweet Bitty. Very kind of you. The doing doing, getting wet with our Bitcoin. There we go. Pay for your services. Honor system is beautiful. Thank you again, Chandy 10. You're the best. That's a 10. We're a mix of aces and perfect 10s. We're blackjacks. We don't bend. We hodl winning, hands to the N. This one's for you. Thank you, Chandy. Chandy's our biggest supporter, by the way. She provides music. She invests her own money into providing her own content. It's not cheap to do all the AI magic she creates. And she's like our biggest one, sending supers and gifting donations. So you guys gotta show her some love. Please make sure you guys are following her. I want a Nipinator membership. Maybe the Nipinator membership is gonna be like $997 a month. It'd be worth it though. It's the Nipinator. 81 degrees is feeling like summer. Hey now. Is she AI? She's real. I got to meet her. If you attended the 100K fiesta, you were then blessed to meet her. Oh, thanks for the reminder. I haven't refilled the torches, and hence why I haven't been lighting the sage. And I always forget because I'm always occupied with other things on my mind. But I have 2 torches, completely dry right now. I already have the propane downstairs or whatever the gas is. I just got to actually fill them up. So I'm going to leave them out in the desk and reminder. That way I can start lighting the sage again for our Bitcoin alchemists. Sweet Bitty McGee. We still unpacking too from Montana. Shit, I've been found out. I put 2 and 2 together. The username was Sweet Bitty. You're Sweet Bitty McGee. And you confirm you're a woman. Gotta love it. You guys are the best. Oh, Sweet Bitty, thank you for the super. I just saw that. Very kind of you. This gong strike is for you. You have 2 AI models on Instagram making you Bitcoin. That's awesome. I don't know how that works, but awesome. Bada boom, bada Bitcoin. Speaking of bada boom, bada Bitcoin.
Bada boom, bada bang. Bada boom, bada Bitcoin. Bada boom, breaking banks. Bada boom, we go.
Laser eyes locked, the biddy is Fiat's eclipse. Bada boom, bada bang. We're Luna high on a rocket ship. No keys, no crown. Bada boom, bada Bitcoin. Wow. It's a beautiful day in the Bitcoin hood. Paper hands panic, huddle gangsters fist. The biddy keeps rising as a superstar should. Loyal to the biddy, we already knew it would. They print and pretend, but we code and defend. Cold storage lock, never trust, never bend. Fiat's the Titanic, watch the central banks capsize. Ledger don't lie, every block crystallized.
Uncorruptible, unchangeable, unbreakable.
Block by block, this train can't be tamed. It's decentralized power, lit with a dragon's flame. Prophecy of Satoshi, BTC can't be contained. No more playing Monopoly, decentralized, we reign, we reign. Bada boom, bada bang, bada boom, bada Bitcoin. Bada boom, breaking banks, bada boom, we go. Laser eyes locked, the biddy is Fiat's eclipse. Bada boom, bada bang, no keys, no crown. We're Luna high on a rocket ship. Bada boom, bada Bitcoin, wow.
Bada boom, bada Bitcoin times 2. Bada Bitcoin times 3. Bada Bitcoin for Nipsey. In fact, I dare say Nipinator is one of the biggest Bitcoin hodlers in the entire planet. He trades all of his kibble and bits that he doesn't eat for Bitcoin. Stacking sats daily. Forever, since the previous past life. When he was an owl. This lifetime, he is a dog. Yes, bestest favorites song. Oh, you like Bada Boom Bada Bitcoin?
Huddle tight, hold 'em tight. Never gonna sell 21 forever. It's a blackjack fairy tale. No inflation, no debasing. Lizard folk gonna yell, raising hell, cause bada boom, bada Bitcoin. Hold 'em tight, never gonna sell 21 forever, it's a blackjack fairy tale. No inflation, no debasing. Lizzie folk gonna yell, raising hell.
Bada boom, bada Bitcoin.
Fairy tales.
See, every time I pet Nip, his hair just starts flying in the air, and then it ends up landing on my black shirt. You see the hair? Doo, 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 doo. Lands on the hat. Why aren't you using the big white poof ball for the gong? Oh, I forgot I have it, to be quite honest with you. I'm so accustomed to pulling out the one in the drawer, the busted one. To be quite honest as well, the littler one is louder because it's smaller, and it's not that big of a gong. It's a desk gong, so it's like the perfect size to keep it 100. This one, as cool as it looks, look how big the striker is. It's like the size. It's bigger than the target, so it doesn't make as a deep sound. Like, check it out. So it's a lot softer. Here's a harder hit. Now compare that to the small striker. Maybe triple the vibration or sound from the little striker. So I still use it, but I like having both. Good to have multiple strikers, but that's the reason. I assume you guys can't hear it as good, being you're not present in the room with me. 87 G's, baby. All markets are dumping today. It's crazy. It's a crazy. Yep, I just gave the Nipinator a brain massage, precisely. Smash the like for the Nip. But anyways, ready to the top of the hour. Time sure did fly today. I greatly appreciate you guys. Special shout out to Sweet Biddy as well as Chandy. We appreciate all the giving and thank all the moderators out here for holding it down and the rest of the fam for tuning in. Close to 2,000 people on the stream right now. But unfortunately, all good things come to an end. So I'll be back tomorrow. Same bit time, same bit channel. If you gain value or entertainment out of the stream, it's free to smash the like, hit the repost, spread the love, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys on tomorrow's episode. Make it a great day. And remember, if you're not subscribed to the channel, you're not like us. It is what it is. Cheers, family.